Yeah, so in 2009, I came together with my partner Kyle right now and my partner Dan, who we just bought out, and we started Cornerstone Wealth Management. We all had individual practices, and we decided we wanted more of a team-based approach, kind of like a firm, instead of being the lone ranger out there trying to do everything. And so we started that in 2009, and we started on the platform of workshops and seminars. And so that's what we've always done. We've typically done at least 4 different workshops a month. And that's how we've slowly built our practice up to close to $1 billion right now. And so it kind of started one kitchen table at a time. And, within our local community, we don't do institutional investing. It's all mom and pop, which is pretty great. And so we ended up shortly after that bringing on a new team member, Anthony, and we ended up making Anthony a partner in 2015. And so now, with Dan retiring here recently, it's me, Kyle, and Anthony that are the owners of Cornerstone Wealth Management. We have about 17 different team members in different departments that are either associate advisors, they work in our marketing department, our tax team, our admins. So we're pretty busy in growing this business that we've kind of built. We're always looking for different funnels of marketing. So we have, like I said, I've always done workshops, but we've hit it hard with our clients the last year with referral events. We'll do wine and wisdom events every 2 months, get a ton of referrals from that. We do digital marketing is big. We do online leads. We've invested a lot in like Google ads and Google. And so we're getting more leads online generated with your help. Besides early on in our practice, when we were so hyper focused on workshops, for the last probably 7 to 8 years, we've kind of diversified our marketing program to create different leads from different sources. So we're not so dependent on one source. And I guess COVID kind of taught us that, right? We were shut down and we couldn't do our workshops for so long. And so that kind of shifted our mindset to kind of say, well, maybe we need to add some different lines of marketing. And it's been a win for us. And I really think that's where a lot of the growth is coming from. Not only diversifying those marketing lines, but working on our service model with our clients and really focusing on duplicating our current clients by having social events that cater to high net worth. And we've had a lot of luck with that the last year. I mean, well, we've always been goal oriented. We've always kind of taken that seriously. And so just making sure that you kind of have the end in mind of where you want your practice to go. And it evolves and changes over the years. One of the things that I always wanted to do was kind of have a one stop shop instead of just being a financial planning shop. I wanted to have other lines of services. And so we worked really hard to integrate our Medicare department, our tax department, and also our estate planning department. And it's not easy. It's something that we wake up every day tweaking, trying to get better and better. But a lot of the compliments that we get from people walking out of this office is, why I feel like I'm home, that you guys handle everything and I don't have to talk to 4 or 5 different professionals in different industries. I can do it all here. And so that's been a big proponent of our growth as well, is making people feel like they don't have to go other places to find a living trust or to get Medicare advice or for someone to do their taxes. And so we're winning a lot of cases in our community because of the work and effort that we put in creating that experience. So some advisors, they all have different mindsets, but I would say if you are growth oriented, you're going to find the growth. It just depends on how quickly you're going to grow. And a big proponent of that is how well of an implementer you are, right? Because it's one thing to go to a training or sit in front of people that have these thriving practices. Sometimes advisors can get overwhelmed and they don't know where to start. And so I've always been a great implementer where I would never get overwhelmed. I would just say, look, what 3 ideas am I going to take from this meeting that I'm going to go back to my staff, and I'm not going to overwhelm them by trying to change everything under the sun, but I'm going to slowly keep chipping away at this business 3 ideas at a time. And so I did that for literally 10 to 12 years. Every single year, I would go to probably 4 to 6 training events a year, taking it all in and implementing a little bit along the way. I say my practice today is a complement. It's compiled of probably 10 to 12 different mentors I've had in this industry over the years. Not that I was duplicating my business just like theirs, but I would take the things that I thought were that would work for me and my staff and my practice, and I would implement those things. And so it's kind of cool to see like this blank canvas that I started with, and now this beautiful picture that's kind of been created from all the great people that helped me along the way. You got to be open to change because this business changes rapidly. And if you think that you're going to do the same thing over and over again and still be relevant in this business will pass you by. And so you have to be open to learning new things and being patient. Sometimes things don't happen right away. Our tax practice, when we first started that, it's tough finding the right tax preparers and the right team members with the right mindset. But we wake up every day trying to figure out how can we make that better. And a year, 2 years, 3 years later, you look back and go, wow, we really made some great changes here. And these clients are having a great experience. So yeah, the biggest thing that I see with advisors that typically stand still in their business, it's a willingness to grow, a willingness to learn, to be patient, to grind it out, and to really become a masterful implementer of the things that you're learning. Get rid of all the noise and take those things that are going to be the most important to your practice and start there. A lot of the things that I do is I'll look at different practices throughout the country, and whether it's their website, their marketing, all that stuff, and having a vision to kind of say, okay, well, I kind of like what they're doing there. Let's see how that works for us in our community. We need to have a partner in this landscape that understands all that online. And I have a marketing director, Rachel. She's very good at what she does, but you don't know what you don't know, right? And you guys have been just a great partner for us to open our eyes on what's kind of out there. You're helping us with a lot of different things. For us, I don't want to be the expert at everything in my business. I want to find the people that are the experts and trust them in what they're doing and see the results that we're getting along the way and go, okay, well, that was a good decision to team up with Indigo because we're seeing a lot of fruit from the labor that we're kind of doing. Yeah, no, I mean, you just said it. I mean, it allows my marketing department to focus on more of the client experience and less of the back office and being focused on that. My team can kind of be at the events, connecting with the people that are there instead of worried about, all the things that tend to happen, with your website or with your marketing or with trying to find the right people to come to your workshop. That's a big deal, right? If you don't have qualified people that you're seeing, it's kind of a waste of time. And so you guys have been able to dial that in for us to make sure that the people that are showing, it's never going to be 100%, but we're pretty dialed in. The people that come to our workshops, they have money, and there's plenty of them. And so now you have to be creative and supplementing the things that you're doing to try to get the right people there. But that's where you guys come in, kind of take over, and then my team can be more focused on being the boots on the ground, making sure that when those people walk in, they feel good about attending our event, and they feel good about setting an appointment to come in and see us. Oh yeah, I mean, we track our numbers. We track how many registrants actually show up, right? We track how many people set there, how many people actually show up for their appointment. And so in that transition where we made to Indigo, in comparison to what we were doing before, oh, our numbers are 30% easy, in a lot of those categories. And so every percentage counts. And sometimes people, they think, well, does it really matter if I get one more person there? it seems like a lot of effort. Or, well, I mean, I can tell you from personal experience, one client makes a difference. I mean, typically on our workshops, we only get maybe two, maybe three clients at a time. When you have a client that comes in and I just rolled over about $10 million from one client. That's a big deal, because could you imagine that in normal circumstances, that could take me 10 clients at $1 million. And that's a lot of effort that comes from my staff, from me and my team meeting with those people. So we want to get the people that are qualified, that are open to a second opinion. And you guys do a good job of getting us in front of those types of people. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, look, one source, one stop shop. It's the same thing that I use in my business. I want that in team members, and it just makes it an easier experience for me and my team to have one point of contact for marketing, and that's you guys. My practice keeps changing, but I always try to surround myself with people that know more than me in a subject that I'm trying to learn about. And so I want to have a basic understanding of what's going on, but I don't want to know exactly how that side works. I just want competent people. And so, sometimes you got to kiss a lot of frogs in this business to find the good ones. That's just how it works. But when you find a good one, you want to keep that relationship as healthy as you can, because you want to have that for a long time. I don't want to worry about the minutia of all the things that are going on behind the scenes. I want to worry about the people that are right in front of me, because we're changing people's lives one client at a time. And I can't do that unless I have competent people helping me get in front of those people. We're on a mission here to help people to change their lives financially, not only today, but for the next 20, 30 years into retirement. And that's a big burden that we carry as financial advisors. And it's something we take very serious. We're interested in finding partners that take what they do for us serious as well on the marketing side. And so when you find a partner like that, you never want to let them go. I would say, look, I've always been a person of action, and you have to take that step. You have to have faith in someone that's going to help you kind of get to the next level. And that's either going to be your team. And in most practices, they may only have one assistant, maybe two assistants. And then you get spread too thin and you're not really effective. And so at some point, you have to turn those things over to people that kind of know what they're doing. And I get it. It's difficult. I'm a kind of a control freak. I'm a business owner and I want to control everything. But true growth can only happen when you give that control away to people that are competent. And so that's something that I've had to learn in business. And I can tell you, I've done that, probably for the last 7 or 8 years. And we watched our practice grow from $100 million a year of new assets to this year on track for 250 million. You got to trust the process and the people around you, and do what you do well, and let others do what they do well.